Understand how many people are using any firewalls? Please raise your hand. Some or all? Almost all. Okay. And how many people using WatchGuard? Okay. Okay. Thank you.
10 boxes.
Okay. My name is Kiran Ratnakar. I am working with Synerzip Softech India Private Limited. It's a software development company. It's a dual offshore software development company started in 2004. 80% in Java and open source and mobile application. 20% we are mostly in popular platforms like Microsoft. Current employee strength is 250 plus employees and 600 plus devices. Now this is very important factor. 250 plus employees and 600 devices. We have HIPAA compliance project and very important, we have 155 Mbps link. Now to handle such kind of a load, we definitely need a good solution. We started using WatchGuard in 2006. Started with WatchGuard X700 box. That time the strength was 45 and we selected the box X700. I think some of the WatchGuard people, if they remember, what is the throughput of this box X700? It was 700 Mbps and total connections. Based on that data, what is important is when you select a firewall, you should have a clear and correct requirement. What is the number of connections, total number of connections required in your network, and what is the connection per second rate is required. Now that firewall should support that connection rate, only then that firewall can work, otherwise it will fail. In 2006 we had only 45 people, but we selected a mid-level box instead of a show box. These are called show box. Many people would recommend that, but we never gone for that because we understood the requirement that our connection requirement per second is higher than this show box. Now, most of the places where I've seen the firewall solution fail, 90% of the solution fail because of the incorrect requirements. And I would recommend, don't just go through the sales speech. Don't believe the sales people. I'll say, talk to the technical guys like Ankur. He can provide you more inputs about your own network and he can tell you exactly what you need. Sales people will talk about the cost and you should talk to sales people only about the cost.
Ankur advised Chinese proxy to download.
Okay. So in 2009 we went for the box X750E. Now that time the strength was around 100 people. In 2011 we gone for XTM 810. Now 810 we specifically went. That time the strength was less than 200 people, but we went for a good box. Reason was we were working on a project which had a very high connection per rate requirement. Now before that, before going for the box, the X750 was there and we actually bugged up with the box. The reason was very simple, that our requirement changes but we haven't changed the box. Then I was talking to WatchGuard that what can be done. Initial thought, like every IT person says that something must be wrong with the box, and then we fight with WatchGuard. But somebody from I think Hong Kong, I talked to a guy in Hong Kong with WatchGuard call center, support call center, and that guy took the control of the firewall and he said that, sir, your connection rate per second, the requirement is higher and your box is actually lower. That is the problem. I said okay. Then I called the sales people. Then I talked about the box. That's where Auriga came into picture, and then we started talking. I know Shantanu personally since long time. Though Auriga is a new venture of his own. So we start talking, and Auriga and WatchGuard both were very aggressive about the pricing. That is the most important factor. When you consider buying any product, I think what I see is pricing is one more important factor, not for myself, but for the purchase people. And you know how purchase people.
Your prices.
Pardon?
Please don't reveal your prices.
Okay. So we are using features like IPsec, VPN, SSL VPN, policy route, policy net, proxy, web locker, app control, IPS, gateway level AV, almost everything we are using. Okay. Now this is again most important factor when you choose a box. When you see the data sheet, and if you see WatchGuard data sheet, you will get a clear-cut reading about what is the throughput of a plain box, what is the throughput with the features. So this is a very important factor. I have seen, I have studied other firewalls also, but very clear understanding they have given. This is the reason I am using still WatchGuard. Like, there was a question like I always change my attire. Like sometimes I keep mustache, sometimes change my glasses. I do a lot of changes in myself. One time my CEO came. He came to India twice in a year. So every time I look different to him. Once he asked me that why you are changing your attire every time. I said that is the thing I can change, because I can't change my wife, I can change my home. Though I can change, but it is very difficult. It is very difficult. I can change. I can't change. Even changing company is difficult thing. And now WatchGuard, which I can't change because I'm using it since 2006. WatchGuard provides excellent GUI. It's very important thing because you don't have to depend very smart people. It is very easy to understand. I always got good support from WatchGuard, and that is the reason I am still with WatchGuard. I work as a consultant also outside, and I work on different technologies, different firewalls, routers also. But with my own company, means like with Synerzip, I am still with WatchGuard. I also found good documentation about the features. Like a very small feature, I will tell you, load balancing feature. If you see the load balancing feature and the documentation on it, it's really helpful. It can actually, if you go through the documents and configure your box, you can really see that one line which is 20 Mbps, one line which is 50 Mbps, only getting that much of load and nothing else. If you don't configure it properly, it will sense the link false load and it may give you trips in the internet connection. But if you configure it properly with the documentation, it is really fantastic. Now this is the suggestion for WatchGuard. First, most important thing, opening a help desk ticket on WatchGuard side is it's painful. So I would recommend. In my company also. In my company also I have tickets on mail. So I think WatchGuard should have tickets on mail. You can provide a template that how to write that mail so that we will follow that template. Then we are using enterprise class firewall, but the management console is really not enterprise class. But I think your development team can do it. Like simple thing, like I have different project teams. For every project team, I have different policies. Suppose I have to do a common change for all policies. I have to go through all the policies and do the change. That is really painful. So this has to be taken care inside the GUI itself. You have given us fantastic GUI, but this is a small feature, add-on feature. Topping should help. Bandwidth management, it's an excellent bandwidth management they have given, but in certain cases we need to control the bandwidth on both the ways. So that feature is still missing.
Uploads and downloads?
Yes.
We have it.
I haven't seen because there is only one.
It is just one, but it's how you use it. I will give it.
11.7.4 has addressed the second and third
Yes,
issue.
it's been there before that as well. I'll help you. I'll tell
Okay,
you.
okay, great. So it's a great news. I was not aware of it. Okay, any questions about deployment of firewalls? I am there. I do help a lot of people to to configure firewall. Yes, Jayant.
Kiran, I mean, it's nice, you also showed us on the feedback, and definitely, I think second and third we have addressed. But one thing is just coming to my mind, that you have seen 3 generations of models of WatchGuard, which even I have not seen practically. I still have not got the answer. Change is law of nature. You said that you need change in every other thing, but why not in WatchGuard? That answer is, I
have given the answer. I've given the answer. The important thing is stability. We have got that, and support. Even if your product is bad and support is good, still people go with the product. Okay. Because its support is something like, there is no product in the world which is 100% perfect. We know. So WatchGuard is not exception. What we need is a good support, and we are getting.
Right. So, thank you very much. I mean, a big round of applause for using WatchGuard since last week.